long practice problem that I went through and had written some of my own code. And for the most part, I thought I understood exactly what I should have been doing, but it still raises like some errors. I was kind of hoping that I could walk through with you. And then I also have the solution with me as well to kind of compare that better solution to what I did, and maybe I could talk that through with you too.
Okay. Sure. You can go ahead and share your screen if you can.
Yeah. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the practice problem I wanted to go through today. And I'll just like walk you through it a little bit. This is just the class diagram. Basically, there's a super class, building for rent. It has these, it looks like it's private variables. And all of this is given to us in the code down below. So basically, this class is preset. And then the other classes are shop for rent and then house for rent, which inherit from building for rent. And then they kind of pre-give us some of these things. So maybe we'll just walk through the whole problem set just to see if I misunderstand anything. Because when I went through the solution with my trainer, it was just completely different. So if there's anything here that you just should I increase my screen? Is this can you see this, or?
It is kind of small. If you can make it bigger, that'd be great.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's better.
I can still increase it if it's still too small.
Okay. It's okay. All right. So what IDE are you using? What development editor are you using?
I'm using Eclipse. I just wrote the code out in Eclipse, which you can see here with these tabs with my tester as well, which is something they provide us. But this code should be submitted in this portal here, and then you are able to verify it. And then it'll tell you like exactly like if you passed all the test cases or not. I didn't even put it into this portal yet because I already saw that there were some errors being raised in one of these methods, and so I guess we can get to that part once we get to this equation or this method.
Okay, can you reshare your screen because I lost it for some reason?
Oh, sure, yeah. Do you see it?
Yes.
Sorry. So I'm using Eclipse, and this is my code right now. And then this page has the portal that I was telling you about on the bottom, where you can place your code and then verify to see if it passed all the test cases.
Right. Okay. Alright. So let's look at the errors and see what's happening. What is it saying when you get error?
Yeah. So I'll walk you through the code in the IDE, but let me increase this a little bit. Are you able to see this?
A little bit better than before. If you can make it bigger, that'd be great.
Is this okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So this class is pre-written and given to us. And then so the only two classes we should be writing in is house for rent and shop for rent. In house for rent, this is like these definitions up here are kind of given to us as well. And so there's a private static string array. It's like a two-dimensional array, which is in my understanding. And then there's another string, array string called facilities, private number, or private integer number of bedrooms. And then kind of like a constructor that inherits from the superclass. And in that superclass, it is basically just building dimensions.
Uriah.
And then here's the first part, which I believe I have correct, which is here. So it says validate number of bedrooms. This method validates number of bedrooms. If the number of bedrooms is in between 0 and 6, the boundary values excluded return true, otherwise return false. So that's kind of what I did. And I'm pretty sure this is correct. Okay, so then we can move on. And then this is where the errors are coming up. And this is kind of the biggest part of this problem set, which you can see here.
Okay, so here you're overriding an already existing function, calculate advanced amount.
I think so, yeah. So this, when it says override, this means that this is already existing here, right? And then here they already have a float of advanced amount defined. So does this mean that this is like the default? Like if I in house for rent never wrote any of this and it's
right.
Okay.
If you didn't have the override method, then it would run that calculate advanced amount.
I see. Okay. And then
but
the input of, go ahead.
If you
Sorry.
don't, yeah, if you do override it, then if you need an advanced amount, you need to define that as well.
Gotcha. So here, I'll read maybe what might be best is we can read through this and then take them step by step. Because I think I kind of got ahead of myself during this practice problem. I was trying to do everything all at once. But I'm learning now I need to take it a little slower. So, okay, this method calculates and sets the advanced amount float of building for a class. So here, this is what I thought needed to happen with, so this is saying the method calculates and sets the advanced amount float of building for a class.
But where's your advanced amount?
So is this something that like I would have to like invoke here to inherit?
Either, either in the method itself or as a field in your class. House for rent. So if every house for rent has an advanced amount, then that will be okay to do. Otherwise, you can put it the advanced amount variable inside of your advanced amount.
I see. Okay, so since this is inheriting in, well, it's extending from building for rent. So with this line here, the calculate advanced amount here is already being overridden with this, or do I have to like call this again?
No, you don't have to call it. I mean, unless you want to use it.
Okay, so me just writing, like if this is all moved, like let's just like comment all this out and start from scratch. So this right now is basically that first step where I'm starting to override it. And then so it says invoke calculate advanced amount method of building for rent class.
All right, so at first let's go back to the first bullet. It says the method calculates and sets the advanced amount, a float variable of building for rent. So if you have a field called advanced amount in building for rent, then you should use that. See it on line 6? So that is the one that we're using. The advanced amount.
And then that is being inherited just through this line, not necessarily in my constructor.
Right.
Okay, got it. So without me including it, because sometimes I get confused on like if I have to include anything that was declared in the parent class in the constructor, But this is not saying that, right? Right now it's just saying like
No.
the
But what
Okay.
you do have to do is make sure that it's either initialized or given a value in the constructor. So if you look at building for rent,
mhm.
you should see advance amount. It's not initialized on line 6, so you need to look at the constructor and see if you have an advance amount. Otherwise, it needs to be given an amount. And since let's go back to it real quick. Is it private?
Sure.
Okay, so it's
Pablo, right?
private. So you
Oh,
need
wait,
a
private.
setter. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so you need a set advance amount.
Yep. So I had the getter and the setters are here. So
Mhm.
then it would be in this next in house rent, it would be this.
Right. So
This
you
set-
would get an error if you tried to get it at this point, right?
I
Because
see.
it has not been initialized and it has not been set up in the constructor.
Okay.
So either you can do one of two things. You can give it like an initial value in the constructor, or you can go ahead and set the advance amount inside of your override method.
I see, which is what they're basically saying here
Mm-hmm.
and here. So they're saying set basic amount float with advanced amount of building for rent class. So
Mhm.
let's see. So it would be, so the basic amount is something I have to define, which is a float.
Yeah. So
Yeah, let me just lower this a little so you can see them side by side better.
mhm. So first you need to calculate and then set it. So how do you determine the advance amount?
Oh, the advance amount from the parent class, you mean?
No. Okay, so in the parent class, it says if this building is greater than 0, if the dimensions is greater than 0, then it's equal to the dimensions times 10. Okay. And then this advance amount equals the advance amount. All right. So is there anything different
Yeah.
that you have to do?
I think that's what the rest of this is. So basically, so set the basic amount float with advanced amount of building class. So, okay. So that's basically what this is. But I have to set this advanced amount to basic amount in my house for rent. So the basic amount equals this advance amount. Is that, or would it be get advance amount?
It would be get if it's
Like this dot get basic amount float. Well, what is this error? This error is saying
super.
create local variable. Oh, so this is a super. Is that what
Well, you wouldn't be able to pull it that way. Super with parentheses means basically you're creating an instance of the super.
Mhm.
But if you want to use a method inside, you would say super dot get advanced amount, something to that effect.
And then reverse the basic amount.
So where is basic amount?
Oh, it's saying set the basic amount float with advanced amount. Basic amount. I think basic amount is something we have to set. Like they had it. Yeah, it's not set anywhere. So that's why I thought it needed to be like its own variable. Yeah, within this method.
Right.
So basic amount.
Put the data type first.
Oh. So this would be
Float.
inside a method. Do I have to declare if it's like a public or private variable?
No.
Okay, so I can just say
I need
float
to.
basic amount equals, and then what we said earlier, which was this get advanced amount. And then I think this is just saying I haven't used it yet, so that is this.
Yeah, so that's the issue because it's gonna give you a null value because it doesn't have advanced amount does not inherently start off with the value until you get to calculate advanced amount. So what you could do is call super calculate advanced amount and then add your extra stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay, so super dot calculate advanced amount like that.
Right.
And that is basically
So that calls it,
this.
it gives to the value, right? And then you can add whatever else you want to it.
Okay. So me creating this variable is now included in calculate advanced amount.
What, basic amount?
Yeah. Is that what you?
Yeah.
were saying?
Now, if you notice, there's no error on the this dot get advanced amount. It's because you have calculated the advanced amount, so now you technically have a value inside of advanced amount. Whereas
I
before
don't know
you
if there
didn't.
was an error before. There wasn't an error there before.
Oh, okay. I thought there was an error.
There's
The
a
only
logic
error
error.
is underneath basic amount, which is saying like you haven't used this yet. So this might be some, like trash data, I think is what Eclipse is trying to say.
Okay.
But it doesn't change any error call if I do include super dot calculate.
Okay. So now that you have basic amount set up based on your advanced amount, what do you need to do with it?
So then the next item in this should be invoke valid number of bedrooms method of house for rent class. And that's what I just defined up here. And then so if it's saying invoke it, inside this method, I should call this dot validate number of bedrooms.
Right.
And then if either basic amount is equal to, so if basic amount equals to negative 1.0 f, or validate number of bedrooms method returns false. Okay, so that first part is just this, which is kind of what I had written before. And then I used the or pipes to kind of do that second condition. This dot validate number of bedrooms equals false. Or, and then this last part, facilities, the array of facilities is equal to null. And then, so that's why I wrote this other part, which was this dot facilities equals null. Let me just pull this out a little bit. So facilities is defined for us up here. So this dot facilities equals facility, or sorry, this is the constructor. So this is an empty string right now. It's a private empty array of facilities, which would be a string, which the list items would be strings.
Yeah, but when you create a house for rent, it gets populated with the constructor.
Yes. Okay, I see. That's right here. Yep. So that I think so far is, I understand that, and correct me if you think that I'm kind of going in a different route than what you see also. But it says if either of these things are are fulfilled, then set the advanced amount to -0f. So then that's why I did this dot set advanced amount, and then this dot set amount. So set amount it's saying should be -1f. So I'm thinking this should be where it's set to -1.0f.
Right.
Okay. So that makes sense. Otherwise, it's saying else. For every facility string present in facilities, check if facility is present as one of the elements in the first array of facilities. So for every facility string present in facilities, check if facility is present. So basically, in this two-dimensional string, I think is what this is asking is saying like the actual word facility needs to appear in this first part of the two-dimensional array.
No, facilities is an array of strings. So you're going to be checking facilities against what's all in the facilities detail array. So you would do a loop. You would loop through the facilities to check to see if facility is present as one of the elements in the first array. Oh yes, the actual word facility.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so like let's say like if this was facility, then it would be true.
Right.
But right now, this is what we were given. But so check if the facilities. Okay, so then basically what I did before was for, and I just did an incrementing like I integer that was like a marker for going through the facilities array. So int equals 0. I is,
you have to give it a variable.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
I missed it. Yep, sorry.
Okay.
Facilities. It's basically I'm going through the length of this. And when it's less than the facilities detail array, you can see here I originally did at 0 and the length of what that original array is because it's an array inside an array. That's why I did facilities detail of 1 and just the length of that. So I'm just finding facilities through only these 3 words and then incrementing it.
But I thought they were telling you to check inside of facilities.
Yeah, it maybe so, and so because it's saying check if facility is present as one of the elements in first array of facility details array.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why I did facilities detail array bracket 0 because this is 0 and then the next one is 1. Am I correct in doing that?
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, the first element shows all the facilities.
Yeah, the first element is showing all the facilities, and then the second element that it'll tell you later is that it is, I think, the charge. Yeah, it says here, if facilities provided are blank and blank, the currency would be, that. So it is a sort of charge happening.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, sorry, to go back to this. So now we're going through that first array, and it says if present, identify the corresponding facility charge for facility from second array of the facility details array. So that's what is happening up here, right? If we were looking for security, then we would be getting 2000 and then so on.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I did another loop. So that's why I thought it would be a good idea to go to do like another loop if it was facility, because that's asking us like if it matches, right? So then inside this loop, or I did an if statement, excuse me. I did facilities, right? And then if at some point the facilities at bracket 0, bracket I, which is what that integer or like that spot in the array is that we're checking, equals facility. Then loop through the second array to check the price, which was for int j, right? And we're basically doing the same thing that I did in the first part, but instead I'm going through the second array, which is facilities details 1 length. And now that'll increment if you don't find that. So once we're going through that second part, I did if I equals j, meaning this is what I thought that I was writing, which was like if the facilities was at I, or I mean, if facilities was here, then we're basically going through and trying to match whenever I is equal to j, whenever j is equal to I at the second spot of this array. Is that, I think that's what I'm writing.
No, because that's the position in the array where you're at. So, for example, if facilities detail array 1, now you're checking to see if 1 equals 1, like if the j was equal to 1, is that the result that you're looking for? You're looking for the first element?
Yeah, I'm basically looking for like, I'm trying to get I and j to match the positions with each other. And then from there, in my original code, once that I checked that, then is when I kind of go into trying to go about this long ways of, this was kind of the messy part of what my code ended up being in trying to convert things and then do the rest of the calculations. But
okay, all right, but you're only checking to see if the index value is the same. You're not checking to see. Then you have to go a step further and check to see if it's a certain amount, right?
Let's see. It says if present, identify the corresponding facility charge float for facility in the second array. And then it said add all the above identified facility charge to obtain total facility charge. So meaning, I think they wanted us to basically create an int advanced amount that is the total of the facility charge, the basic charge, and the bedroom charges, which are things I'm not sure we have. Get number of bedrooms, get facilities. Yeah, those are not things that we have defined yet, I don't think.
If I understand correctly, all of the above identify facility charge to obtain the total facility charge. So you have to get that facility details array if the facility is in fact facility.
Mm-hmm.
So that second loop with the J
Mm-hmm.
would be just to sum up all the facility charges so you can get a total facility charge, if I'm understanding it correct.
Yeah.
Not to say if I equals J, because I equals J is just saying, okay, when you get to that first element, but you really need all of them. You need all of the charges added up if the facility
and all
is
the
facility. If the name of the facility is facility, then you want to add up all the charges.
like the
Okay, so it says, for example,
here.
Look at the for example. It says, for example, if facility provided are parking security, then the total facility charge is 400 currency for firm case sensitive comparison. If the total facility charge is not equal to 0, then the advance amount will be calculated as discussed below. Identify the bedroom charges of product of number of bedrooms and 20,000 currency, and then the advance amount is calculated and set as sum of total facility charge, basic amount, and bedroom charge. So if the building dimensions is 2,000, then the number of bedrooms is 5. Facility is, then the advance amount will be, see, so you just add the 5,400. You don't add where they're getting the 5,400 from.
Oh, so see, this is why I was going through the second loop of J. So you can see parking and security, and then the total is 3,400. Above here, it's parking is 3,400, security is 2,000. So if these were the two facilities received, we would be adding up these two. So that's why I thought, like, if check if facility is present. So I guess what we should.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's not the actual word facility.
Yeah.
It's matching to see if the facilities inside a facility detail array exists inside of the facility. Does that make sense? So you have the facilities array, and then you have the facilities details array. And so you're looking through the facilities details array to see if there are matching ones in your lineup.
I see. So what?
Given.
Gotcha.
So you got the string, that one.
Yeah.
So that's given when house for rent is created, and then you have to try to match up or find the existing facilities inside of the detail array. Yeah, so then this is the tester class that they would be giving that string that, so this is exactly what that example is, which is this, they're making a string that is parking and security, and then they're inputting that into this calculate amount on this first instance. I see, okay, so basically I have to say, instead of this line, I should be looping. I should still be looping through both of them, right? I should still be looping through this object's array facilities versus this array's first array. You're looping through both. You're gonna loop through facility detail array. So when you get to security, that's the first element, right? Then when you're in that first element, then you're going to be looking for security in the facilities array, line 8, that facility, because you made it equal to the facilities on line 11, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't be equal to facilities.
So then you're looking through to see if facilities has a security.
I see.
If it does, then you add the total. Then you add that one to the total.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I still need to. No, it does. Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
so you actually don't need another for loop after that. All you have to do is say facilities detail array, um, I, and then the second one would be I.
So like a facility details array. Yeah, that so if the first array of this array of arrays equals this dot facilities, just this dot facilities, then
right, but you still need a zero there. That was correct. I was just saying when you go and find out that hey, there's a match, then you want to go and set the or add to the total.
So should that? Yeah, but this dot facilities is still an array. And then here, this is a string in the first array of this dot facilities. So I was wondering if I need to save, you know what I mean? Like, do I need to save the, like the.
You don't necessarily need the, you don't necessarily need this because facilities is already defined, but that's fine. That's negligible. But what you need is the actual index of facility. So facilities is an array of strings. So you need to go through that and see, hey, is the first one is the first array in facilities equal to the first one in facilities detail array?
Right. So then does that need to be in another loop inside?
Yeah, you can do another loop there.
Yeah. So for, let's say like int j equals 0, j is, excuse me, sorry, keystroke errors. Sorry, can't type today. And then this would just be the length, length j plus. And then now this can go inside here. And then so now we're looking at if this string inside the first array. Yeah, exactly. So this facilities j. Then I'm saying, would I have to save j?
You don't save j. If in fact, say facilities j is security, because you know that very first one when you go in and I is 0 and facilities j is security, for example. Then what you want to do after that is add that facility detail array amount.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, you understand?
And yeah, I do. And then that total is not a variable that we've defined yet, or is it just, wait, what did it say? Let's see.
If it hasn't been defined, then you should define it above the like beginning of the method.
Yeah. So it's saying total facility charge. So did it say if it was a flow?
Yeah, total facility charge should probably be a flow.
Oh, it says, well, facility charge is a flow.
Add all the above identified facility charge to obtain a total.
Yeah, I guess we can just say it
charge
is.
is a float.
I guess then this is just I'm just defining it as blank because we're not defining it yet.
Go ahead and set it to 0.0f.
Okay. Oh, because we're adding it to. Okay, I see. Understand. Yeah. So now, if this string matches the string in facilities, then the facilities. It would be the facilities at the second array of I. So then it would be total total facility charge equals this whatever this is, or
Okay,
try to do
let's
this.
think about
This plus this. Oh, sorry, no, this.
plus equal. So you can do total facility charge plus equal. Facility detail array 1i.
Would I have to declare this as a float? Is that why it's screaming at me?
When you hover over, what does it say?
Yeah, I'm trying to hover over it. It's not doing anything actually. That's weird. It's not saying anything actually.
Go to the left to the 52.
Oh. The operator plus equals is undefined for the argument types float, comma string.
It's undefined.
Yeah, I'll read it one more. The operator plus equals is undefined for the argument types float, comma string. So does it
Okay,
this is a
okay.
string?
So it's a string. You gotta convert it to a float.
Okay, so just this. No, oops, float. And now when I do that, it says cannot cast from string to float. Oh, so then I have to do integer value of, right? Or yeah, integer dot value of, oops. Oh, there we go. I think that's fine.
But then you're gonna have it's gonna allow you to add to that float and still give you a floating point.
Integer, yeah, because integer can go to float, right? Or am I mistaken?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, so then I guess that's the first part, which is this portion where, sorry, I think I kind of lost track of where we were. Okay, yeah, here.
Yeah, so you've added up the total facility charge as long as the facility names match.
Then if present, yep, I did this. Add all the above identified facility charge to obtain total facility charge. Yeah, okay, so that's where we're at. And then it says if total facility charge is not equal to this.
So if it's not zero, then you calculate the advance.
Okay, so then that has to be an if statement inside this current conditional?
No, after everything, after it's all said and done, then you see what the total facility charge is. So after both loops.
Okay.
Right,
So,
you're still in the else.
Okay, so then if I'm in the else of this if, or
no,
the else of this final
48.
else.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. So then now after all of that, total facility charge if total facility charge is not equal to 0.0 F, the advance amount will be calculated as discussed below. So then identified bedroom charges in as the product of number of bedrooms and $20,000 currency. So bedroom charges. So okay, then is this something that was defined for us already? Okay, so this seems like something that I have to define. So charges is the product of number of bedrooms and 20,000. So 20,000.
And then the advance amount.
The advance amount is calculated and set as the sum of, okay, so then this dot set advanced amount, right? Equal, this dot set amount equals,
yeah, this single equal.
okay. Excuse me. Total facility charge plus recent amount plus charges. This dot set amount cannot be resolved or is not a field.
Open and close parentheses if it's a method.
This?
Yeah, you have to actually put it inside.
Oh, like this. Okay, got it.
Right.
I see. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And then, so then that's set. So it should just be this. So then we should be, okay, so then basically what calculate, and I'm sorry if this is redundant, but basically what calculate advanced amount is doing is it's setting the advanced amount. So there's two instances. So there's two basically like conditions that this dot set amount is set to something. And then in this first one, it basically has to meet these conditionals, and then and it'll be this, else it basically is this. Am I right in that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry if it's a little redundant. Sometimes I need to just reiterate it. Okay, so that is for this, that's set for this class. And then so the next part of this is the second class that extends from building for rent, which is shop for rent.
Okay, did you want to test that class or you have to?
It might kind of read some errors, but I can certainly try it. But I in my experience with this like portal, it's very finicky. If you do part of it, so maybe we can wait for that in the end just to avoid that. Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on to, let's see, shop for rent class. Okay. And then this one was fairly simple, or I thought it would be. So this method identifies and returns the shop rent integer based on shop type, which is this chart here. And then there's one method that is basically saying identify the shop. So if this dot shop equals type A, the shop rent is 45,000, and then so on. And I think I have this mostly correct. Yeah.
You do have single quote. Is it a character?
Oh, excuse me. Well, yeah, A is A, yeah,
But
shop
is
type
it set up
character.
as a character?
Oh, excuse me. Wait, shop type. Let's see. Character. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just
Up
want to
here,
make
up top. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's, they had this predefined for us. So character, and then they basically left these methods. You can see two training as empty. And so what I did is I took that and then I wrote the rest of this conditional to validate the shop rent.
okay.
Yeah. So then calculate advanced amount. This method calculates and sets the advanced amount float of building class. Invoke calculate advanced amount method of building for class. So maybe I can just start this from scratch again.
All right. Just a side note of what I just noticed. It says do an case insensitive comparison. So with that, you kind of have to convert it to lowercase and then compare, because you're not necessarily gonna see, like, say for instance the capital A, then it's not gonna match up to the lowercase a that you're comparing it to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So it needs to be for either uppercase or lowercase. So a way to do that is to just say this dot shot type dot or two lower case. You know what I mean? Like change the lowercase. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, just like immediately making it lowercase, and then comparing it to the A. So
yeah,
I'm
and I
so
believe
bad
that's
at
just
remembering all
temporary.
these
Yeah, it's just temporary. Changing it to lowercase so that you can make sure that it's.
Got it. Okay, yeah, it is two lowercase. Okay, yeah. So it's just to this. Oh, but it's saying that there is an error. Cannot invoke two lowercase on primitive type character. So do I need to convert it to a string first?
Interesting. I guess you can.
So that's tricky.
Okay, so yeah, make the string inside of the identify shop rent. Just create a string, I guess.
As shop type?
Yeah,
This
changing the shop type. So
shop
you can say
type equals this shop
you
type?
could say, yeah, you can say shop string or something like that, because you don't want it to make the same variable name, right? You don't want to change it. You just want to kind of temporarily assign a string when you're calling the identify shop rent method, making it a string, you know, kind of temporarily, and then do the comparison. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I'm saying string shop type.
So I would say like shop, I would just say string shop string, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Not
shop
the
string.
same name.
Yeah.
And then
equals
to
value. To string value. I'm always forgetting these. What did I say? Which was it? Converting to
string to value of.
Is it to value of? Oh, value of, yes. So value of. Where is this? Value of how to convert something to a string. string dot value of. Dot value of. Okay. Top string. So then now this.
Yeah. Now compare shop string.
If this shop, or I'm just saying.
You don't have to write this. Right.
Yeah.
This
shop string to
shop
lower
string.
hot days. But it's saying incompatible operand type string and pair.
Okay, so you can convert the char to string.
This as well.
You should be able to convert the char to a string.
Which is this A.
Right. You need
so then
double
should I not
quotes.
just say like,
Double
yeah,
quotes.
I'm just saying
You
this,
can either
right?
use double quotes, yeah, or you can use the dot equals method.
Okay. I'll just use double quotes then, and then it'll be this on each of them. Okay, so that I think is set now.
If you want to make it more, how you say,
Let me see what the solution.
So you don't have to keep on saying two lowercase. You can just do dot two lowercase in the shop string. You know what I'm saying? So you can do string dot value of this stop type and then dot two lowercase. So that way you don't have to keep on saying two lowercase. Does that make sense?
I gotcha. Yeah, I should have done that.
I mean, it would work either way.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so then I wonder. So this is the other code that I wonder if this was also this dot shop type A or this. Oh, that's so then in the solution
the
that I
long
was
way.
providing.
Yeah, that's sticking for lowercase and uppercase the long way. But I mean,
for the character, but they didn't have to convert it.
Right.
I mean, either way, it looks like it could be either way. But let's see if any of the verifications, the test cases pass it. I mean, in any case, this is not the thing that I'm stuck on. This is like, I understand this either way. But okay, in the calculate advanced amount. So this method sets the advanced amount float for building or rent class. So then it's going to be, so invoke calculate advanced amount method of, so is this saying that I have to like use this like I did before and invoke it?
If you're overriding.
Yeah, so I am overriding it, it looks like. Yeah.
Okay.
And
it looks like we're at an hour. I know we started late, but if you want to continue or you want to reschedule or schedule a later session.
I mean, if you have the time, I'd like to finish this up. Should only be like another 15 minutes, if that's okay with you.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So when it says this, so this method calculates and sets the advanced amount float of building or rent class. So I have to invoke this again, correct? Advanced amount.
Do you have an advanced amount or a calculated advanced amount?
Invoke calculate. Oh, I see. Is that what I do? Oh, okay. I invoked.
So either you're getting the advanced amount or you're calling the super calculated advanced amount. One or the other.
Yeah. So it's saying invoke it, and that's what I have here. And then set basic amount with advanced amount of building class. So this is kind of like what I did before here, correct? So I invoked it, and now I have access to get advanced amount.
Right, exactly.
Putting that in calculate advanced amount.
Yeah, because initially it doesn't have a value. It would be null and you get an error.
Okay, understood. And then now it's saying invoke identify shop rent method to get the shop rents. So then I would have to say this dot identify shop rent, so that I can use it. And then it says if either basic amount or shop rent. So if basic,
But what do you want to do with identify shop rent? You want to, because usually if it's going to return a shop rent, you need to assign it to something. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because it's going to return shop rent. You want to take that information, because right now it's just floating in space, right? You just called identify shop rent, but it's not going anywhere. So you want to assign it to something.
Yeah, which I'm thinking they're saying is I invoke shop rent method to get
The
shop rent.
Yeah, so
Got it. You know, if the basic amount is equal to -0f, or shop rent is equal to the same -f, then set. So there would be this dot set advanced amount to -1. Otherwise, or else, set the advanced amount. Okay, so then this dot set is the sum of basic amount plus shop rent. I think is where we, yeah, correct? Yeah. Okay, I'll just delete this other pseudocode and then I'll plug it in and then see if it reads true. Customer rent. Okay. This was the house rent, yeah. And then the next one was identifying. Oh, actually, I think I missed one. This one here. Okay, and then identify shop rent. And then this last one. So it's saying code has compilation errors or structural failures at lines 79, 145, and 197. So 79 is this. Where's my tester case say? Let's see, I'll save this. And then if my tester case is running, then I think it should be still fine. The logic should be there. So let's say house system outprint should be house rent amount, shop rent amount. So what should it be? So let's say
oh
yeah, this is
on line 5, your security. I don't know if that matters. I think it's not case sensitive, maybe.
Oh, did it say Oh, do not change the case of the elements in the array. Oh, so then I did have to make it lower in the original.
Yeah, when you're doing the comparison, if it's gonna be in case insensitive, then you have to do the like we did in the other one.
Perform case insensitive comparison. Yeah. So that would be here at line the facilities details array dot to lower case, right? Equals this dot facilities. Should I just do both of them to lowercase?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if this changes it. Changes the calculations now. Yeah,
The same amount.
Yeah.
You're giving parking and security, and then inside of the actual facilities detail array, do you have parking and security? Yes, right? Right. So you have parking and security, so it should give you 5,400 for your total.
For my total in here, yeah.
Yeah. What are you print? Are you printing out the total?
It's saying, yeah, I should be printing out the house rent amount is get advanced amount, and that should be set in here. So that should be here, set here. Oh, facility. I wonder if I wonder if one of these are wrong. Oh, this is the thing about Java. My first language is JavaScript, so I'm used to console logging everything out. So this is hard to know like how to check like where is it going wrong here.
I mean, if you want to print it, I mean, it's a when the method is called, calculate advanced amount.
And that method is here, get advanced or calculate advanced amount.
Yeah, it should print.
Yeah. When I'm not sure why it's not. It's only printing this get advanced amount. Oh, is it because I need to print out this here?
No. No, you shouldn't need to do that.
Oh. Huh. Let's not get
because you're not returning a string. It should just print when it's called. Yeah.
So it's not even getting to this conditional.
Nope, it's not because it's not 0. So let's put those lines 61 through 64 outside of that if statement. Let's put it at the end of the calculated advanced amount. Not even in the else, just regardless of what happens. But
yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't know where bedroom charges is.
Oh, it's inside of this. I guess that's not really something I need to see right now.
Right. You really need to see the set event or
Okay, I see. So now it's saying my total facility charge is 0. So that's where it's going wrong.
because it's not matching. It's not finding it. So, so it's not finding security or parking in the link.
I see. Okay, I think sorry, I didn't mean to take up so much of your time. And this is at this point maybe me more poking it around, but I understand the logic from this
Now,
section.
one of the other things that I was telling you, whenever you're comparing strings,
Right.
what you do is use the dot equals method. If you use that, you may see a different result. So line 51, instead of double equal, just put dot equal. And then put the parentheses and put the this dot equal.
Like that?
And then, yes. You can leave that there.
Oh, sure. Oh, that is what I see.
That's what it was. So just for future, if your string comparison is a little finicky, so whenever you're doing a string comparison, it's usually best to use the dot equals.
Oh, because the equal is more so comparing like its location. Is that what I'm understanding right?
The equal, it does compare the data types, but for some reason strings is just different, and and that to get a each element inside the string, it's best to just use the dot equals because it does that. It it parses it better than the double equal does.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've run into this issue before where I use equal instead of dot equals, and this is just a lesson for me to really reiterate in my mind. But yeah, thank you so much for your help. This was really great.
Okay, you're welcome. And again, sorry for being late. The weather is so crazy over here now, but it's finally stopped raining and everything. But if you need a session,
for sure. Thanks so much again.
You're welcome. Right.
Bye-bye.
Good night.